Books.
It's recording.
Assalamu alaikum, assalamu Allah, peace, peace, family, shalom, hotep. Today I would like to share with the family very briefly a letter, and you could call it an instruction manual, by Messenger Elijah Muhammad, dated May the 5th of the year 1936, to the ministers class at number 1, Michigan. Assalamu alaikum. My dearest beloved brothers and student ministers, the messengers of our dear beloved Savior, Allah, the life giver of the dead nation, to whom all praises are due, in heaven and in the wilderness, who give us the sword of truth, and when it wear a little dull, Allah sharpens it. My dearest beloved brother ministers, I am exceedingly happy to write you, having a full knowledge of your calm endurance, resignation, and forbearance, long suffering through trials and great tribulations. But Allah have not ever given his sword to no man to use, until that man have been thoroughly tried to see if he is fit to defend righteousness. And that man is always tried by his own household, his relatives, his companions, and with disappointments, sickness, and sometimes death in his family, forsaken and persecuted, betrayed and hated by those whom he thought were his best friends. All this is for us who take up the sword of Islam against this wicked nation. But this we bear with patience, knowing our dear Savior is ever watching over us to save us from the hands of our enemies, because a true minister takes not the sword in vain. I received your letters and questions, which we all desires to learn perfect, but I must remind you that those problems are to be carried out under the perfect guidance of our Savior. He alone will give the answers to you who seek them in truth. A pure righteous Muslim only can have access to that wisdom in those problems. You must be clean, having your heart spotless of sin, and then he will reveal it in that clean heart, all the wisdom and knowledge that he have given us. There is a meaning to every word he spoke and left with us. He spoke not one word, what it is not to be studied and dug out. So let us begin at actual facts and student enrollment, forms, etc. I am sure you understand number 1 lesson. Then if number 1 lesson is just the object, the whole of all he said is just the object. But we must be careful how we turn it over, lest we add or take from. We are not in the class to just listen to someone else find the meaning. We are in the class to work faithfully and help find and solve the problem. Lest when the Lord reveal it to one of us, the others become envious of him, as he be as a Joseph among his jealous brothers. So let us all seek, and we shall find. Our Savior has shut me in for a time, but your time is always to make known that you receive. I thank you and the whole class to be as one man, not in words, but in true love and actions. For this is all the law. Love thy brother as thyself. Do not that to your brother that you would not have done to you. Obey those in authority over you in truth, Islam. Love our Savior with all our heart, and our brother as ourself. And if you do this, you do well, and great is your reward in the hereafter. Question number 1. Brother Abram Allah. The baby 3, 7, and 9 months. Question. Answer. Allah, the maker of the universe, and for everything he set a time. Allah himself is unit 1, and from 1 he made all, and all must ultimately return. He began 1 from nothing, or 0, naught, and at the number 3 he caused a change for better or worse. At this stage 3, many mothers fear of losing their baby by miscarriage. But at 7, it is safe, or at least it has a chance to live. At 9, it is finished, and that baby come forth from his dark house, the womb, seeking light and a place in the universe for himself. Ha ha, for he is not any more an art or 0 now, but is unit 1. The messenger draws a diagram for us, and this diagram outlines the following. Okay, peace family. We're going to very briefly cover the diagram by Messenger Elijah Muhammad, and I'll put a copy of the actual letter inside of the PowerPoint, inshallah, Sakeen, if it be the will of God in person. The messenger goes into the creation, the woman, and he gives us 10 mathematics, or 10 numbers, integers, if you will. I don't want to elaborate on this. I want to give you basically word for word what the original May 5th, 1936 letter says. Okay, so I'm not going to add or take nothing from it. I'm just going to write the numbers up here and read what the messenger says. All right. He says, see diagram. See the diagram. Creation, the woman. Maybe it's better like this. All right. Darkness. He said, darkness is the 0, naught, nothing. Allah is 1, light, something. 2 is the attract. Universe began rotating. 3, the form, the change. 4, the working, the making, the power. 5 is knowledge of the working, justice, on the path rotating around to the light of the maker, working, maturing. 6, a changed weight of. 7, knowledge appointed. The equality justified. 8, the council. 8, let me cover something he said. He put on top in his notes under 7, the bearing of power. 3 times 3 university approved light and wisdom. 8, the council of proof. Allah, the perfect union, finished. 9, in perfect harmony with the whole of creation and recreated power. Last came 10. With Allah's power and all his making. If we learn ourselves, we learn the universe. We learn Allah, we learn ourselves. I want to repeat that. If we learn ourselves, we learn the universe. We learn Allah, we learn ourselves. No proof mathematics. The Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. darkness 0. He said darkness 0. No light, no time, measure. Allah the first, the number 1. Allah the first, 1. Light come, time started without unit 1. We have no mathematics without Allah. We have no God. Mathematics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 to 10. Time multiplying itself, create and recreates. So that's the end of the letter. I want to stop there, even though you could gain more knowledge directly from Messenger Elijah Muhammad on the 0 and the 1. If you study his book, The Theology of Time, he go into that. He basically teaches us that the 0 is like the so-called American Negroes. The 1 is Allah, Master Fard Muhammad. And naturally, 0 times 0 equals 0. They say that 0 has no value. However, if you take and say 0, 0, 0, you ask a child, how many zeros are on the board? The child would tell you, understanding, 3. So 0 has place value. So the message teaches us if the 0 is on the right side of God, it increases its power from 0 to 10. Now if you add another 0, that power grows to 100. And if we get on the wrong side of God, now we have 1/10 of 1. Or we make ourselves other than our own selves. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in the Theology of Time that Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. I pray within and work without that you continue to study the divine and direct teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, peace family.